and our first candidate to address it will be Mr. Hoskins, will deal with pensions. At the present time, our pension systems are woefully underfunded. Many people believe that underfunded pension systems are the #1 reason that the state budget is so far in the red. Would you fully fund the state pension system? If so, how would you do it? If not, what would be your approach to make the pension system solid? Mr. Hoskins.
The pension system got into this hole over a period of time, and it will take a period of time to right the ship, so to speak. I would start off by supporting measures to refinance our existing debt. The markets will respond well to that. In local communities, it's not at all uncommon for a community to refinance existing bond debt in order to stabilize its finances. And the same things are going to have to be done at the state level. But over the long term, I would like to see the state adopt a progressive or graduated tax system. This could be done through a referendum, and I would be one of the sponsors of that referendum. The state can also do things to broaden the tax base. We've talked a little bit about tax incentives already, about incentives to encourage economic investment. If the state were to adopt new incentives to target investment in lower income communities, in communities that were plagued by unemployment, disproportionately high unemployment, this could lead to a broadened tax base that would lead to more revenue being generated. And over the long term, it could put us on the right path to better funding our pension systems and eventually fully funding our pension systems. But I think the most important thing we can do is gain consensus on the need for tax reform through a progressive tax system to address the pension issue. Thank you.
Ms. Miller, would you like me to repeat the question? No. Okay, you have 3 minutes.
Not that I would necessarily need 3 minutes on this particular one, but my colleague here, Rory, touched on exactly what I would have recommended, and that is the restructure of the debt of our state. We are currently seeing where our banks have gone through restructure, and companies that are faced with Chapter 11 or whatnot have looked at Chapter 11 for restructure of debt. And I think that's also a position that we, as that the state should take as a means of acquiring additional funds to help with bringing our pensions, in balancing the funds for our pensions. So I agree that pensions are underfunded, but again, I believe that a restructure of the debt would be the best way to approach that. Thank you.
Mr. Welch, would you like me to repeat the question? You have 3 minutes, sir.
Of the candidates sitting before you, there's only one candidate that has gotten things done in this entire district, and that's me. I've done it. I've been there, I've done it. I'll go to Springfield and I'll get it done. At Proviso, when I got on that board, we were running deficits year after year after year. For the last 4 years, we have run a balanced budget. Your high school district is in the black. At Westlake Hospital, where I've chaired for the last year, when I inherited that hospital, we had a $14 million deficit. In a year, we went to a $14 million surplus. I know something about dealing with things when they're underfunded. We have an $80 billion underfunded pension problem. And the first thing I would do is not put that burden on the backs of working families. There's a plan right now to say the people that are currently in the system should help fix that mess. Well, the people that are currently in the system didn't create that mess. And I think it's unconstitutional to change the game after you're in the middle of it. But I do agree a couple of things my friends up here have said. I do think that we need to fix a fundamentally flawed tax system in Illinois. That's going to help us with the pension system. That's going to help us with our education system. Illinois is one of 7 states that has a flat income tax. A flat income tax is killing us. And that means working families are paying just as much as wealthy families. I agree with President Obama that we need a progressive tax. That progressive tax or graduated tax puts the burden a little bit more on the wealthy people. My wife and I are both blessed. We're both attorneys. I don't have a problem paying a little bit more to fix our pension problem or our school system than someone who can't afford to do that. You know, that's what we've been blessed to do. And that's what a progressive tax system would do. We have refinanced our debt at Proviso 3, 4, 5 times and probably will do it again. When you refinance your debt in government, it's just like refinancing a home mortgage. When do you refinance your home mortgage? When interest rates get better. When you refinance, your mortgage payment goes down. So absolutely, the debt that's currently on the books, you want to refinance that so your payments go down, and the money that you're saving, you can put that into the $80 billion underfunded pension system rather than looking to working class families like we have here to try to balance that budget. The next thing we need to do is we keep talking about casino gambling expansion. If we're going to talk about expanding gambling and allowing a bunch of folks that don't even live in the state to get rich, before we can consider that, we need to make them do 2 things. That money that they get from the casinos need to go to help balance our pension funds, and it needs to help fund our schools. That's how you will get rid of this $80 billion problem without putting it on the backs of working families. Get rid of the flat tax. Only 7 states in the union have it. Refinance our debt, and make sure if you go to gaming, you make them pay for the pensions in the schools. Thank you.